Hi, everyone. Welcome to Y Space.
Hi, y'all.
It is our 61st real episode.
Crazy.
We are on the downward slope to 100. I don't even know.
Wow.
It's insane.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of talking. And yet we could probably make
A
another
lot of
300
people listening to
episodes.
our opinions.
Yeah. All over the world. I don't know what you people are doing, but thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for hanging out.
So let's talk a little entertainment first today, and then we're going to recap the iHeart Radio Awards. And then we've got, of course, football talk galore. And then,
Yeah.
as always, we'll answer some of your questions. And then we'll tell you some Y Factor stuff. I do just need to go ahead and put this out there. I would like to create something, and I think if we could figure out how to do this, since we both have IT husbands, we could make some money.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm all
What I
ears.
want, and this applies to the podcast, because what I want is like a little app or add-on to my social media that I can like plug in kind of thing that like searches through my messages, and if it has a certain topic in it, it just puts it into delete. Because if y'all keep coming for me about Blake Lively, I'm gonna block you. There's one person in particular, I don't know you, kind of
It's not
freaking
me,
out.
guys. I'm not
Nope.
in her DMs.
But geez, back off, okay?
Oh, man.
You won her part of the case this week, so whatever.
That is true. Listen, I
But
don't feel like we're ever going to get to the end of this case. I feel
just
like
feel like we
their
need to call
lawyers
it.
have nothing but time. And so they're like, let's just keep tacking on.
Well, but the unfortunate thing for Justin Baldoni is that Blake Lively's got enough money to pay that retainer,
Right.
and I don't know that my boy does. So,
Yeah.
good luck.
God.
I'm saying. But we did get some really exciting news this week. Now, tell me this: you did watch Ted Lasso, right? Oh boy, I can tell by the look.
When you put this on the notes, I was like, shouldn't surprise her that I have not seen that show.
What do you? Okay, listen.
Doug's watched it. He's seen it. He likes it.
Okay, at least one person.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're basically what you're telling me is you're wasting time watching The Masked Singer. But
It's so good.
Okay, well, for those of us who are normal, super exciting news this week. Actually, it came out last week. Jason Sudeikis was a guest on New Heights, and he did reveal that they are writing season 4 of of Ted Lasso. And he's going to be coaching a women's soccer team.
Okay, now that is real cool. I love
And
that.
he is like, I hate the word ally, but he is such a women's sports ally. Like he is I feel like he's at every game Caitlin Clark plays in. I don't know.
It seems like it.
And so I am so excited. I'm excited for like women's soccer, but just also it's such a fantastic show you would know nothing about.
Yeah, listen, I thought for a moment, I was like, should I put this on my list of things to watch? And then I instantly got overwhelmed.
I'm going to make a bold statement.
Okay.
And I think I feel okay in this. I have given you the assignment to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty before the season comes out. So.
Yeah.
I would almost say you should watch Ted Lasso instead.
Really?
I really think you would love it.
I'm sure I would. I've seen clips and it seems really good. It's just, I'm already in a relationship with Grey's Anatomy, and I tell you, it's a lot.
That is one of those toxic relationships, and as your friend, I just need to tell you, it's not going anywhere. Like it's
toxic though. I'm okay with it. I don't need therapy for this. Please don't bring logic into it.
Well, as much as I would love for you to break up with that, I want to talk about something that I'm noticing. This has kind of always been a trend, I guess. Yeah. But celebrity breakup announcements on social media. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I have a tricky relationship with it because I do. While I appreciate that you let us know that you're no longer together, so we don't have to speculate, I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, as who I am, I really want the tea. I want to know what went down and why. However, I think there is a fine line between telling us like, hey, it just didn't work out, schedules, whatever the case may be, and telling us all the dirty laundry. Like, I don't I do think that you need to have some couth, and especially if there's kids involved, like, let's be respectful.
They're going to read it one day.
Yeah. And no matter even if what you say is true, your kids don't need to know that about their dad or their mom. So but that's such a fine line to walk of like, we want the details, but also like you do need to keep some things private.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. My camp is like, we all know I'm nosy as all get out. And so, I mean, I do appreciate the confirmation. But yeah, then it's like, and honestly, when I see the post that does spill the tea, I get super excited and I read it and then I feel icky.
Yes.
But I was super excited to read it and I for sure am going to share it with you. But
I need you to just tell me that over brunch and then I don't feel so bad about it. But when I know that everybody's reading it, then I'm like, ooh.
Well, and I also like, here's the thing. I need people to be better people. Men and women alike. I just need us all to be better people. Because I also don't like it when you spill the tea and it changes how I feel about somebody.
Right.
Like,
it's okay to use
things up for me now. Yeah. Like, your life may have changed, but I don't need to have that.
Right.
It's just
but I also am one of those, like, once you announce, here's my thing. If you're one of those people that, like, you're off and on, do not announce a breakup until you, like, have broken up.
Yeah.
But then once you've done so, move on.
Okay,
like, don't go back to it.
Let me ask you a preference question.
Okay.
Do you prefer for them to post what you can tell is personal announcement, or do you prefer the representatives of so-and-so?
No, I don't want your PR and lawyer putting something together. That doesn't tell me the tea.
Okay.
I need a personal statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking there were a couple this past week, one that I found really sad. And then I was thinking back to like last year when Taylor and Joe broke up. Well, at least when it was announced, it was like representatives confirmed that the two parted ways. And I'm like, well, that did nothing. Like, we don't have a timeline. Like, we just are left. I don't know. But then I feel, if I did know it all, I'd probably feel icky.
I know. Yeah, it is one of those things where like, I do want to know it all, but like, just tell me. Don't post for the world to see.
You can get my DMs. I will not use my plug-in feature on you.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'll keep it a secret. I don't even need to sign an NDA. I'm not telling anybody but Mandy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell Becca and then we're good. It's not even going to be on the show.
Right.
Speaking of icky, can we talk about Kanye for a minute?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so a lot's happened. If you're behind the times, first of all, I hope I don't have to explain who Kanye West is. If I do, this is probably not the show for you. But so Kanye is like clearly unstable. We know this. He's admitted it. When he's medicated, he's fantastic and creative and whatever. And when he's not, we get what we get right now. So there's a lot going on. He's just released a song with Diddy that they recorded with Diddy in prison, which that's a vibe.
I guess I realized it was released. I thought it was just being talked about. That's wild.
Oh, well, now I haven't heard it because I was like, I would take a strong stance against this.
Right. I'm not playing it.
Yeah. Like, I don't listen to Kanye anymore anyway, but like, I'm for sure not going to give any like clicks for P. Diddy, Puffy, whoever, Sean Combs. But also it has Northwest. And I have long since had very not great feelings about Kanye's involvement in Northwest's life. Yeah. It really seems like she has a lot of vibes that lean towards him and his behavior, which as a mom has got to be terrifying. Yeah. But in typical fashion, like, guys, as much as I may have like ill feelings towards some of the Kardashians, they don't let anything get past them.
No, like, especially when it comes to their kids.
Like, Kim owns the trademarks to all of their children. I guarantee you Kris Jenner had that worked out the minute she heard there was an embryo. Like,
100%.
And for Kanye to suddenly act all shocked and awed, like he can, please. First of all, you're not dumb enough to think.
Yeah. Like even on previous seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, when I used to watch it, all of the sisters always talked about they immediately would like trademark the kids' names, try and buy like the web page name for them and things like that because they are business minded.
Yeah.
So you can't come out and say you had no idea. I guarantee you Kim had conversations. I guarantee you she's got all the legal paperwork that she needed to have because she knows what she's doing. So for him to come out and do that, I'm sure Kim is wishing he was still with Bianca and they were happy because when his focus is on her, Kim and the kids seem to be able to just live life. So it's just.
Yeah. And so I just, first of all, that's just a total ick. And then now he is coming back with the Sunday service choir, but they have a new name, which we're not going to say.
We won't repeat that.
And I just like, what are we doing? First of all, like, it was weird that you leaned into the whole like Jesus lane in the beginning, and now you're gonna use that word in that context. It's just so like.
And so he's also auditioning, I guess, like dancers and members and stuff. And the parameters that he had on them was they had to be male, no females. They couldn't be fat. They had to have a shaved head or be willing to shave their head. They had to have a skin color that was similar to Diddy's. And they had to be willing to wear swastikas.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I mean, he has leaned so hard into this lane with the swastika thing. He's got this whole brand, and
I can understand, like, you just want to get out there with the shock value. That's been his thing.
Yeah.
I can't understand why you're choosing for this to be your shock factor.
Yeah,
it's wild.
And the thing is, like, also, I mean, I guess I still follow him on Twitter. I've not even looked to see if I truly follow him or if it's just in my algorithm. But the things he's putting on Twitter right now, and it's like
unhinged.
It's like rapid fire. I mean, it's like literally watching a train wreck.
But I just imagine, like, is he just sitting at home, just manic, out of his mind, manic, just posting?
Has to be. I mean, it's the only thing I can imagine. I mean,
I think he's got to be one of those people that like has this whole team around him that's saying probably, hey, this isn't the move. Let's kind of do this. But he's just one of those people that thinks he knows best and he's going to do what he wants.
I mean, it's unfortunate because, back in the day, Kanye music, like College Dropout, back then, I loved his stuff. But yeah, it's just not a good vibe. And I don't know. It has got to be, for me with Kim, obviously I have mixed feelings about Kim completely, but as a mom, like she has got to be so, I don't know, like despondent. Like,
I just imagine she is completely overwhelmed, like, and constantly having to be on the defense. Like, I've got to battle this person every day. But I also feel like she tries to be really good, at least in the media, when she's talking about him and saying, like, that's still my kid's dad. Like, I'm still trying to be respectful about it. Because she's even said, like, it kills me, but like, we'll play his music in the car because the kids want to listen to that on the way to school and things like that. Has to take a lot because we only see a little bit of what she probably endured in that relationship. I can't fathom what it's truly like.
And I'm sure she's like inundated. As rapid fire succession as his tweets are, I bet his texts are the same way.
I bet she's got a lawyer that is solely just on the Kanye piece of her life. I mean, like they're just at the go ready.
It is crazy. Speaking of music, we had the iHeart Radio Awards last night.
We did.
So every year I think we've gotten confused about this because I even texted you yesterday morning and I was like, wait. Is this show where they announce the winners throughout the day on Twitter? And it pretty much is. I think other than like maybe two big awards, we knew everything ahead of time. Let's start with fashion. I know you had some opinions.
A few. Listen, I think in my head I had thought iHeart was a bigger deal award show than it was.
I guess we do need to address the elephant. So Taylor did not show up. We were in the camp. I mean, I think like most people, we assumed she was because Eras Tour was getting tour of this century. Now, I will say, as the day yesterday progressed, and even the day before, I was like, oh, she's not going to show up. And you had a bad vibe, and I was starting to have a bad vibe about you because you were having a bad vibe about Taylor. But then you kind of came around because really nobody showed up.
At first, I was like, okay, I feel like they've catered this whole award show to Taylor. Like, you're doing this special premiere, you're giving her all these accolades, you've made like this award that's been made up just to give to her. And so I was like, okay, this is all about Taylor. Surely she's going to show up. It's fan voted. She's all about the fans and all this stuff. And so then as I'm watching, and even like during the performances when they pan to the audience and stuff, I'm like, it's just fans everywhere. There's no one famous here. So at first I was super offended that like, why would you not show up when they've catered to you? And then I was like, oh, like I probably wouldn't go either. Like it's probably best that you stayed. And then I started thinking, and I was like, iHeart did that on purpose because they knew they couldn't get the audience to watch if they didn't bring in all those Swifties. So good business move on them, but they really had me on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. As far as fashion really went, really it wasn't really a lot to talk about. JoJo Siwa, she may be in the Kanye camp, I think. Something ain't right about her.
She had this weird like headpiece that was like, it started as a heart and then it went into a circle. She said she bought it on Etsy. I don't think, listen, we've not been to a lot of award shows. No. But I don't think that when you and I are texting each other, like, what are we going to wear? Right. I don't think we would send each other links to something on Etsy. That's not the vibe.
No. And again, she had the bralette. Is that what we call these?
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, I don't have the body to wear a bralette in public, but I'm fairly confident even if I did, I wouldn't.
No. And she also, so she had on like jeans that were normal above the hip. They weren't low rise by any stretch. And then she had the Versace underwear that came above it. So in my head, I'm like, you for sure have a wedgie under there. Like if your pants are already high and then you got that underwear high.
Yeah. Or they're just like extraordinarily long on top to look like that, which I don't know. It was a vibe.
But again, I didn't feel there were enough celebrities that even walked the carpet to be able to be like, oh, that was the best. Now, I will say Kelsey Ballerini, gorgeous. Ooh.
Man, her body. I'm telling you, this is what we need to do. Now, I don't know musically really what we could pull off, but we need to go on tour because these women like Kelsey and Taylor, when they go on tour, their bodies already better bodies than
listen, I think you and I have also birthed children and genetics. So like
but holy Moses, her body, I was like
fantastic.
Wow. And now it was a little less cloth than I would probably wear again. But
listen, if I had those abs, I'd wear that.
Dang it. Yeah, I say that. Listen, if I looked good, you couldn't tell me anything. You can barely tell me anything now, and I couldn't pull that off. Now, you did not like Gracie Abrams' attire.
I didn't. Here's the thing. I think I didn't.
Never do, if I'm being honest.
I really don't. It was like a sweater dress, but it was short sleeve, and then she had these like long sleeve gloves things. And I just want to be like, it's March, my guy. Like,
she really leans into that Audrey Hepburn vibe.
Yes.
She really does. And it doesn't settle well with you.
No.
Also,
I didn't hate the dress. I just felt like that's not what you wear to iHeart.
I don't know that we know what you do wear to iHeart in her defense, but I will say a couple of things I did like. I like that her bob is growing out.
Yes.
I do appreciate that. The only thing, the dress, I didn't really understand the structure of it, but the color was not a great color for her.
That's fair.
But really outside of that, fashion-wise, I didn't have any other notes.
No, there really wasn't anything.
Now, I didn't get to watch the performances live, but I have gone back to see all of them. Can we talk about Nelly? Listen,
Oh my
we are
gosh.
totally children of that generation, but
Yes.
a montage of Nelly songs. I mean, I was bopping like
I mean, it's that wasn't just our childhood coming back. We lived in St. Charles, which is a suburb of St. Louis, when Nelly was real big.
oh, so like when he was talking about St. Louis, y'all were like, yeah, that's us.
I mean, Nelly was everywhere in St.
Mhm.
Louis. And also, like, that was probably like late high school, early college for me. So that was when,
Yeah.
I'm really rebelling and listening to Nelly in my car.
Yeah.
So I loved his stuff. But yeah, last night I was like, oh, this is for the millennials watching.
Yeah.
This is your gift to us.
Yeah, it was great. Now we kicked off the show with Billie Eilish.
It was
I mean,
so bad.
what can I say that I haven't said a million times?
I guess I just thought, like, usually when you kick off an award show or any kind of event, like whatever that opening act is, you're trying to draw people in. And again, we've said, like, she has a very pretty voice.
Yeah.
The song was so slow. It
Everything
was
is
so
so
boring.
depressing.
There was no theatrics or anything to it. And I was like, is this really how we're starting this off? Like, what are we? I did not understand it.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Are we in the age where we just don't understand award shows anymore? Is that where we are?
I don't like it if that's it.
Love it.
Now we need to talk about Mariah Carey. So,
Oh my gosh.
so she received, what was it, the Icon Award?
I think that's the one it was. Yeah.
They call it something different at every show. So first of all, I'm fairly confident she was on some substance of some sort. She was very odder than normal, which is actually saying a
But
lot.
like happy. Normally she's like bitter odd. She was like a happy odd. And I was like, oh.
But I tell you when she didn't look happy is when
Money Long.
Yeah, when Money was singing her song, and honestly, even Tori Kelly, she didn't seem real thrilled with their performance.
She smiled a couple of times with Tori and even sang along just a smidge. But with Money Long, she didn't enjoy that. And Money did not look comfortable. If we're being 100%, Money did not look comfortable up there.
Listen, now here's the thing: if I could sing, which I cannot, and somebody called me and was like, "Hey, we're going to give Mariah Carey this Icon Award. She's going to be sitting right in front of you, and we need you to do her song." It's a hard no.
Right?
Hard no.
That's like trying to do a Whitney tribute. Like nobody's going to do it.
Like,
no. Yeah,
we're not happening. So that was a hard gig, but yeah, she seemed real perturbed. And then her speech, her acceptance speech, was nearly incoherent.
Well, I thought it was funny when she got up there and she was like, "Is the lighting good?" Because I think it was Lady Gaga who had accepted an award prior to, and I kept telling Doug, I was like, "Did they turn the lights off? What is happening? This doesn't look good." So when Mariah said something, I was like, "That tracks."
Yeah. But yeah, so that was an interesting one. What other performances? Did you have any other notes on performances?
No. Once they showed the Taylor premiere or whatever that was supposed to be, like it started, and I was like, I think I'm good to call it a night. So I didn't really watch too many.
All right, so let's get into it. So Taylor was nominated for 10 awards. She won 9 of the 10.
Wild.
Can I tell you how happy I was this morning to see that Donna Kelsey, first of all, on Facebook, because she's old,
right?
Retweeted that Taylor, or she reposted that Taylor won all those awards. Oh, it was precious.
It was so sweet.
I just love her. And Taylor was probably like, "Oh, it's the cutest." She was given the tour of the century, where she had a pre-recorded thanks to it. A couple notes to that. And I know you're going to be like, think I'm delusional.
No.
But I need you to go back and watch it, because as she's holding the award, and in the shadow behind her, you can tell it's Travis recording.
I did see that.
Okay, good. Because I was like, she's going to think I'm crazy, but you can tell it's him.
Well, I saw it. Somebody posted it on Twitter, and I was like, "You guys are insane." And so then I kept going back and watching the video, and I was like, "Oh, nope, that might be him."
That really is him, yeah. Also, because she doesn't have anyone in her life of that stature.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I was like, "That's not Jack."
No, that's not. No, because Jack was actually at the Knicks game last night during the iHeart.
Nice.
Which made me laugh.
I was
like,
okay.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that too. So she won the award. Now, I will say something seemed off or odd about her thank you. First of all, typically, now she can kind of be quirky anyway when she does her thanks speeches or whatever, acceptance speeches.
Yeah.
Something seemed very off in that speech last night.
Uh-huh.
Like, and I'm not talking Easter eggy. I'm talking like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking. I did not get
It almost felt like here's my thing. Her and Travis were at the house. And
Yeah.
I think she was like, Tree had, texted her and said, hey, I need that acceptance video real quick.
Yeah.
And Taylor was like, oh, shoot, I didn't do that because I'm dating Travis Kelce and I'm enjoying my life. So they had to record something real fast. So she didn't have anything pre-planned. She said a lot, which is not her norm. And
that's where I was like, she just
I
didn't
think
get
they
it.
were just rushing this and
I
getting
don't
out
even
the
think
door.
she cared. I think she was just like, and honestly, I don't blame her. I mean,
no. Listen, I don't think I've ever seen an iHeart. When they used to do like MTV Cribs or when celebrities do things that show their house and you see like their trophy wall. I'm going to be honest and tell you, I don't think I've ever seen an iHeart award on anybody's wall.
No. And she has said before, she like has her Grammys in funny places in her houses. She puts them in the bathroom.
I love that.
But then outside of that, like she doesn't even keep them.
I was going to say, do you think that those are like ones that she'll like put in her museum that's to her or like give it to your parents? So,
yeah, I mean, she said before they're like in boxes at her mom's house. Yeah. Like, but she does put like the big ones in funny places like the bathroom. So I totally was like, this is weird, but there was a weird vibe. And so I will
everyone's acceptance speech kind of gave that vibe. Even like the Lady Gaga and the Mariah Carey, like the big awards that they kind of made to you, it all gave a vibe of like, thanks guys, but this doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like whatever.
Yeah.
I will, because we literally, I already have 7 messages this morning. I will address the potential of Easter eggs in the video. Yes, I noticed the plaid skirt. We're definitely on a plaid trend. I would assume TS12 is some kind of plaid theme.
Fair.
Potentially. Or maybe it'll be interesting to see what she does with the cover of Rep TV, because will it be black and white again? Could it have a plaid on it? I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think the plaid is for Rep or for their new album? Or
I don't know.
Plaid, like she's like, you know what, this really fits me. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely leaning hard into it. So I am honestly kind of assuming at this point, if I'm to make a guess, that it probably has something to do with the new cover of Rep TV somehow. Yeah. I don't know. It's just such a stark contrast to the current one, so I don't know.
Maybe TS12 is titled Plaid.
Maybe there's a song called Plaid. I don't know.
She likes her title, so maybe it's just Plaid.
And yes, I did notice the snake necklace. Yes, I realized that it's a $9,000 snake head diamond eye. Yes.
I mean, all of ours are, though. So
I mean, I only have diamonds in my snake eyes as well.
That's right. What else?
So yeah, but like, okay, so yes, I acknowledge the Easter eggs in that. But here's the thing, guys. Like, duh. That's what's supposed to be coming next. Like, of course we had that. Now,
do you think, I'm just going to throw it out there.
Okay.
Do you think there's a possibility we get nothing from her this year? Like, she gave us so much for 2 years that she's like, y'all need to be grateful. And she's teaching everyone a lesson.
Okay. So I had seen theories of that, and I was totally anti that theory until her speech last night. Because if you look at that speech from last night, she very much honed in again on how difficult and how taxing the Eras Tour was.
Yeah.
And it almost gave me that vibe of like, I gave everything I had for 2 years. I need a minute. So I could maybe see that. I have also seen, so I will say, I agree that there's something weird to the fact that whole mirror ball thing got played. I know that iHeart did that to get people to tune in. But the song choice by Taylor's team to put mirror ball on there also made me think that it's the possibility we may get nothing this year. Yeah. Because in theory, like my opinion of what Mirrorball is about is like, like what everybody demands of her.
Yeah.
And so playing that to me was like, oh,
Yeah.
now that will throw off the years. And, she's so big on numbers that I'm like, oh, I don't know. Now, for the people that are like, hey, the song Mirrorball is 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
Oh, my Lord.
If y'all are clowning on March 28th, I will pray for you because
I think at this point, Taylor's teaching you to stop clowning.
Yeah. And I saw somebody say this, and I'm kind of this camp too. When Taylor's going to Easter egg, she's going to Easter egg. It's not going to require like a Pythagorean theorem.
Yes.
The snake necklace, that's an Easter egg. Like,
right.
So just calm down. So I don't know. I kind of do wonder because otherwise I don't get why Mirrorball was the choice last night.
I just started more thinking like, if she's got some time off and this is potentially Travis's last year, because it is his last year on his contract playing football. We at least know that.
I mean, I think it's for sure it.
But I just wonder, like, does she just want to take a year where it's all about him and she just gets to be like the doting girlfriend and excited about that and enjoy life and writing and recording? And then she'll go listen, she can do whatever the heck she wants. But I do wonder if maybe like she's kind of in that mental space of like, I've given you guys literally everything that I have. I need a minute. And while I can understand it, we're just a very needy group. It's just who we are.
I mean, I don't see that we are going to go first of all, she's not going to miss the window on the documentary. So I just can affirmatively say, I believe that's coming out probably pretty soon. Now music wise, I don't know. I don't know. I was firmly of the camp. It's 2-1-2-1-2-1. That's how she does it. So there should be 2 re-records this year and then TS12 next year and then tour. I mean, but hey, I mean, maybe she's switching it up. I mean, I don't know, but she did win a ton of awards. She and Travis did win favorite special or surprise guest. I am dying for them to talk about it on New Heights. I feel like Jason will bring it up.
100% he'll bring that up. Because if he won't, Jake or Brandon, one of them will put it in the notes.
Yeah. She did win Artist of the Year, Tour Tradition with surprise songs, Best Music Video, Tour Style, Favorite on Screen, Best Lyrics, Fortnite, Pop Album of the Year. Now, Billie Eilish won Album of the Year. That was some good money that she spent to buy that. Because that's the only way that won. I love that Sabrina won Pop Artist of the Year and Pop Song of the Year. I thought that was very fitting to the times.
Yes, agreed.
And then my girl, Gracie Abrams, won Breakthrough Artist.
She did.
So pumped for her. And then Song of the Year, Benson Boone. Not a bad choice.
No, that one made sense.
So, I mean, overall, it was pretty much went the way the only thing she lost was Pop Artist of the Year, and I don't think she would call that a loss because it's Sabrina. And I don't think she gives a damn either way. So
she's good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were just talking about Travis and football. We've had some football news. Some weird things, some things that are still unknown. I did see this morning it is officially official that Juju Smith-Schuster is completely re-signed and he's back. And I'm happy with that. I think it's
I think he's a great sign to keep. Yeah.
Here's the thing that I'm not understanding. Now, we've got to get a hold of a lawyer because everyone keeps saying, like, I'm super pumped about the Chiefs wide receiver room now. And they're always saying, like, wide receiver 1, Rashid Rice. Like, well, me too, but isn't he going to be in trouble?
I don't think so. Listen,
no one else thinks he is either, I guess.
No. I think whatever happens, it's going to come down and the NFL is going to be like, at most, maybe suspend him for like a game. But I think all of this has played out for so long and nothing's come of it that I do wonder, like, whatever the legal system decides to do to Rashid, maybe they're like, well, that's his punishment. We're going to move on.
Well, and I just figure that, like Brett Beach and all them, I mean, they have their ear to the ground, and it's not like Goodell's not going to give them some inclination. So the fact that the Beach is moving the way he's moving with options out there for wide receivers that he's not going after tells me that whatever's going to get levied is not going to be something monumental that they think could really impact the season.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be out for a whole year like originally we were like knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah. So, I'm glad Juju's back. There's still some names that I saw something yesterday where somebody was like, there's just some sentimental names in the Chiefs locker room. I feel that way about McCole Hardman.
Yes.
I don't want to see him.
He hasn't signed anywhere yet, has he?
No, he's still free agent. I don't know. I mean, I have seen where people are like, oh, he's for sure gone. Yeah. But to me, if he's for sure gone, I guess, I don't know. I would really hate to see him go.
I know. I'm really hoping he stays at least one more year.
Yeah. So that's kind of Chiefs news. We signed a new cornerback, Christian, is it Taylor?
Yep.
Now, I do need to ask you, did you realize that is the dude that was involved in the play where Patrick tore Rasheed's knee?
So I didn't realize it until I saw somebody post.
I was like,
oh,
that's a bad vibe.
That's gonna be an awkward first day in the office.
You're like, hi guys, sorry about that. No, so people are really up in arms about the contract that a lot of these cornerbacks are getting. Derek Stingley, I think is how you say his name, that plays for the Texans. He just got a massive one. So the reason Chiefs fans are a little alarmed is because Trent McDuffie is on the last year of a rookie contract. So this is really the time in which they should probably, if they're going to, they should extend. But now we're talking mega dollars, where even a week ago we were talking less. And if I'm McDuffie, I'm going to sit tight and see how much money other people are going to get. But also, if I'm Brett Beach, I need to see McDuffie have 2 good seasons in a row.
I was going to say, we need to see him ball out again.
Because
go ahead.
Well, you think about Snead, right? Like, we were all devastated when Snead got traded to the Titans. Now, was his awful season because he was with the Titans? Definitely could be.
Right.
But, I mean, he didn't do jack crap this season.
No.
So, like, I'd really like to see 2 good seasons before I'm going to give you bazillions of dollars.
Yeah. I am confused why, because Carson Wentz is still available. He was a fantastic backup quarterback. Why did we go sign Gardner Minshew and some other rando that I don't even remember?
Bailey Zapp. Well, here's the weird thing about Bailey Zapp. At training camp last year, we picked up Bailey Zapp from the Patriots. We had him for, I don't know, a bit. Then we traded him back to the Patriots, and now we're bringing him back? Like,
it doesn't.
Here's my thing. Last year, God forbid, knock on every piece of wood on the planet, I was like, if we had to go to Carson Wentz, so be it,
Right.
And I would have been okay. I don't think the Denver Broncos game that he played is any inclination as to how the season was going. That was a fluke. I mean, that was just a throwaway game anyway. But Gardner Minshew, first of all, I don't even see his personality vibing with Patrick or Nagy or any of those guys.
No. It's interesting. It was an interesting pickup. That's why I'm like, I don't get this.
How old is Wentz? 36 maybe?
Maybe. 32.
He's only 32 years old and we didn't pick him back up?
Yeah.
I mean, Patrick's 29.
Yeah. Did he need too much money? And so they were like, we just can't with the salary cap. Like, I don't understand what it was, because he was just one of the few teams where you were like, if my backup has to come in, I'm not instantly like, oh, we're for sure going to lose. Like,
I do feel that way with Gardner Minshew, though.
Yes.
I just need you to know.
And 100% with Bailey Zapp.
Oh, Lord.
That's like, having Zach Wilson as your backup.
The other thing I do not understand is us going out and getting Elijah Mitchell. Like, I'm super pumped that Kareem Hunt finally signed again. yesterday. I'm
Yeah.
real happy about that. I do not understand the money that we spent on Elijah Mitchell when there's people like J.K. Dobbins out there.
Oh, 100%.
Now, I've seen some videos of Pacheco working out lately, and he looks like he's really – but there were videos of him working out before he came back that made it look like, oh, he's back. And then he came back, and it was like, this dude ain't ready.
Yeah.
So, no, I was very glad we got Kareem Hunt again. I'm still sad that DeAndre Hopkins has gone to the Ravens. It just feels wrong to me. It just feels wrong.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa went to the Bills, and I was a little bit surprised because I know their family really wants he and Nick to play together, but I kind of bet Nick was like, bro, you don't want to come to this dumpster fire here.
I was about to say, the 49ers are just – I don't know if Kyle Shanahan is trying to make sure that he gets fired after this season or if he just isn't showing up. And so, like, the janitor just had to come in and make some decisions for the team because he was the only one in the building. Well, I don't know what's happening.
Here's the thing. If you're Kyle Shanahan, up until this current time, if you're the 49ers, you could probably blame a lot on him. Mm-hmm. Right now, what you would blame all these cuts and trades, they did go back and get Kyle Juszczyk, but I think that's because I bet you anything, George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey were like, we're out.
Right, we're done.
So they went back and got him, which to me, can you imagine that awkwardness of showing back up to work? Like,
right, you guys didn't want
me here. Yeah. So now, though, he can blame all this on John Lynch. Like, he can say, hey, we're a dumpster fire, and,
Yeah, but here's the thing. John Lynch is the one that gets to decide if you're going to be fired or not.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just think, another dumpster fire over there. The Aaron Rodgers watch continues. So.
Okay. So, here's my theory.
Okay. I'm glad you got one because
I don't understand why teams want him, why it's a big deal. Because if I'm a GM, I'm seeing that you are intentionally taking all this time to like make a decision or talk to people or whatever. And I'm like, well, you don't have the best interest of the team. But then I start thinking, because all these other teams are actually like, well, no, we're talking to like Joe Flacco and Jameis Winston. And so then I was like, is this a PR thing? Is this what they do? And they're like trying to build it up when actually no one's talking to Aaron, but he's like trying to save face in the media.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, and of course we never know if what we read is accurate, but what we had been reading was he was pretty sold he wanted to go to the Vikings. And then to my pure and utter excitement, it came out that the Vikings were like, we have no interest in Aaron Rodgers.
We don't want you.
And then, it was all about the Giants. And then now, they're bringing in Russell, Joe Flacco.
Here's the thing. The Giants aren't known for great quarterbacking. So if the Giants don't want you, my guy.
Well, here's my question. Okay, so if the Vikings don't want you, the Giants haven't picked you up, what's left? There's a lot of teams that I'm like.
That was in the mix.
Pittsburgh. So the conversation still exists in Pittsburgh. And I work with a guy now. He's a consultant. Lives in Pittsburgh, lifetime. He's a Steelers fan, but very, very diplomatic about the state of the Steelers. And he's like, no one in this town wants Aaron Rodgers. No one.
I keep seeing on like Instagram or TikTok, and people are posting videos like just making sure Aaron Rodgers doesn't come into our team still.
Yeah, seriously. He told me that everybody in Pittsburgh really wants Russell to just come back. That they were satisfied with what he delivered and didn't blame the season on him.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, I'm going Russell Wilson anyway. I don't care that Aaron Rodgers may have better numbers. Your quarterback is a team guy.
Yes.
And that is not a team guy. And you're already going to have massive personalities with DK and George Pickens. Like, you can't have Aaron Rodgers in that mix, too.
No, we need
And Russell. I don't see Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers vibing at all.
No.
So, there's a lot of teams where I'm like, yeah, you could do better at court. Like, the Saints, for instance. Like, they could definitely do better than Derek Carr, right?
I just think maybe this is Aaron Rodgers' Belichick year, where like everybody was like, of course, everybody's going to go get Bill Belichick. It's Bill Belichick. And then no one picks him up. So that's kind of what I'm like. Should Aaron just try and save face and be like, I'm going to retire?
Couldn't happen to a better guy. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So we're watching for that. We're still waiting on Russell Wilson. He went and met with the Browns, came out without a deal. And he's meeting with the Giants, or I think he is, isn't it like Friday or something?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It would be interesting to see where he lands. I hope he goes back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't see him. The Cleveland thing didn't make sense to me. I don't know what Cleveland's doing.
I don't think they do either. They're just throwing some stuff at the wall to see what sticks.
I mean, are they still banking on that maybe Deshaun Watson will be something?
Haven't they already said he's for sure out this season?
Didn't they give him more money, I thought? Or something happened?
No, they restructured his contract.
Oh, that's right. And I don't know. I mean,
which is probably how he went and just went ahead and bought an engagement ring. He was like, well, if I'm not going to play, I might as well get married. I got to do something.
People are onto me with the massages. So, Kirk Cousins has not been cut by the Falcons. I don't know what that's going to look like. I mean, they made such a terrible financial decision with that move anyway. That now
you got to keep him at this point.
You're going to be paying your backup $100 million is what you're doing.
Right.
Like, wowzers. Yeah. Cooper Kupp.
Well, good for Kirk.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp got picked up by the Seahawks. I think that's a good fit, especially with them losing DK and Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
I would not have been sad to see him come to Kansas City. I still don't understand the Rams. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to replace Cooper Kupp with Devontae Adams. I just don't get it.
Doesn't seem like the move.
Yeah. Now, I tell you what I don't get is the Bengals. I mean, they have gone all in. They have spent their entire wallet on 3 players.
All of it.
And the offense wasn't even their problem.
I was going to say, like, when I first saw the deal, I thought, good. Now I don't have to listen to them whine and complain at post-game conferences because you got your money. Shut up. But then I was like, okay, but that wasn't even the problem. Like, what are you going to do on defense? Because that was your problem. You could score last season.
Yeah.
That never stopped.
No, it still was like.
But your defense couldn't stop anything.
I saw that
I think I could have gotten past their defense at some point.
Yeah, and Trey Hendrickson still doesn't have a new deal. He's still shopping around.
Which is wild.
It really sounds like he wants to go to the Commanders, but I think they're struggling to come up with the money for him.
Yeah.
That was just the vibe I got. But yeah, I'm like, your defense is deplorable. You've spent no money on defense. So sure, you've wrapped up Jamar and T with massive contracts. Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But
they're going to still be on
championships. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
One note that I was going to bring up that's not in the notes, Justin Reed got traded to the Saints, and I was sad about that. But then I saw an interview with him yesterday. Did you see that interview that came out with him yesterday?
I think I saw like a clip, but I didn't play it, so I don't know what he said.
I didn't see the entire interview, but anyway, apparently he was like super, super close to signing with the Eagles because he had, he played for Vic Fangio at Stanford. And so he knows his defense and all that. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't
want you to go to our sworn enemy.
I don't like that at all. So it made me kind of like, bye. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, Veach he's got to pay Karlaftis and McDuffie at this point. I'm for sure all in and let's pay Karlaftis whatever he wants. I don't know. I need to see more from McDuffie.
He's one of those players that, like, I just want you to keep him because it's McDuffie, but also, like, I need him to step up and be the next generation of that defense.
Well, they're saying that he should have more freedom now with that Christian Taylor guy, that he should be able to kind of like move around a lot more and that we should see even more production out of him. And I'm like, he's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We hope to see more production out of him.
Yeah. Any other football? There's been so much.
I do think we need to talk about some college football.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What do you got?
Specifically, Bill Belichick and his girlfriend.
Oh, you mean like doing the flying Superman?
Can we just, first off, when I saw that they were at the beach and he had her like flying up on top of his legs, at first I was like, well, that's just, I've been married for almost 16 years and it's never once crossed my mind that like,
Mhm.
Doug, could you do that for, no, thank you.
No.
But then when I saw she had the headphones on, I thought, oh, okay, that's the child generation. The only
Yeah.
people walking around with those big things are our children. What are we doing?
Well, that's because she's almost the age of our children.
Yes.
And listen, I mean, my parents had a creepy age difference, in my opinion. My dad was 23 years older than my mom, and I always found that incredibly creepy.
Yeah.
But they weren't on social media. I mean, like.
But I also think it's like, at what point in life, I'm not as creeped out by the age difference. It's the age that you are when you get together. If he was like, I don't know, 75 and she was even 35, I could be okay with it. But the fact that she's so young in her 20s, like just graduated college, I just want to be like, you could be doing so much in life and you're at home with like loose skin and retirement conversation. Yeah, I don't.
For me, it's not about the age because, like, okay, like Kevin Costner, he's old, right?
But he looks dang good.
He's so hot. So there's a big difference in being old and hot and old and Bill Belichick. So, I mean, I don't know. That whole vibe it's just, and the way that, I don't watch their show, but Edelman and Gronk, they have that show, their podcast or whatever. When they get to talking about her and him, oh my gosh, I only see clips of it because I don't watch the show. It makes me chuckle so much because they're all like, what the hell?
Yeah, they love seeing this.
Oh my gosh, their texting chain about this is probably priceless because they're hilarious anyway. And so, yeah.
Do you think they say anything to Bill? Do you think they joke to Bill about it or no?
Still, I don't know, because when they talk about him, they still talk about him in kind of that scary, like Darth Vader kind of vibe. Yes. So, but then every once in a while, and then you think about like how they were with him at the Tom Brady roast, maybe they may make a jab here and there.
Like we still have to kind of.
Yeah, maybe a jab here and there, but probably not consistently.
Yeah. It's just crazy. I just needed to mention that.
Yes, that is a good one. Other than that, there has been literally nothing in the college football world. Like radio
and there's no spring games, so there's nothing to really discuss. I guess we'll pick up in a few months with it.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of big transfer news, portal news, like nothing. Just it's
not even huge coaching shakeups that.
No, what's his name? He's now the running back coach at Colorado.
Oh yeah. Is it Falk?
Marshall Falk.
Yeah.
So you got like this is like a total NFL roster. Like 100%. Dion, Warren Sapp, Marshall Falk. I'm
gonna tell you what. As much as I don't enjoy Colorado, and I think I might enjoy them next year with Shador being gone, I will say I do think that they do a fantastic job of preparing those boys that want to go into the NFL.
I mean, if you're a parent and you want, I mean, I could see sending your kid to Colorado. I really could with that coaching staff because, I mean, who better to learn from?
Exactly. Those guys have seen it all.
It's just weird. Like, these guys should be like living on a yacht somewhere.
Because I also think that those guys are also probably giving good life advice on, hey, I realize you're getting a lot of money right now. And let's talk some finances here because so many of those kids don't come from that much money. And you're going to hand me $1 million, 100% I'm going to blow it.
Oh,
$1 million at like 20 years old, I'll earn it again next year. Let me just blow this. Like, so I do think that that's probably a good environment to have around them.
That is going to be, for me, that's like the team I'm most curious about with Dion not having Travis Hunter and not having Shador or Shiloh anymore. Like, what's it like now? They may honestly.
It's not a loss to the team.
Well, no, but I just mean not coaching any of his sons. They're probably going to be better than they were, honestly.
I think so.
I don't know. Would you like to answer some questions?
I do.
Okay, so this is from Shelton. Is this the era of Timothy Chalamet? Is this where he cements his legacy?
I feel like, I mean, it's definitely the era of Timothy Chalamet. He's got a lot going on. I love that he's capitalizing on his moment. I think that's very smart because you just never know when the spotlight's going to change. Do I think at 29 years old, he's cementing his legacy? No, not really. I feel like we're too young into this.
Well, I think you would have to ask yourself, like, what do you foresee his legacy being?
Yeah, because he's done a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, do I see him having a legacy like a Harrison Ford or a George Clooney? No.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt? No. I just don't. I mean, to say is this the era of Timothy Chalamet? He's definitely everywhere.
Yes.
So I mean, yes, in that regards, I'm just not a fan. He's never been in anything. Now, I do enjoy the Dune movies that he's in.
Yeah, I like Willy Wonka. That was a good one.
Okay, yeah. I just don't see him having like longevity, I guess, outside of. I kind of foresee like he's got this moment, and then he's going to go into some like creative kind of roles. You know what I mean? Where it's like this is definitely not like a blockbuster, so he's going to.
Which I think he needs to do until his face grows up. Like,
is it going to?
See, that's what I don't know. I think you need to go away for 10 to 15 years.
That's what bothers me.
Age. Like, get him some sun, maybe. I don't know.
That's what bothers me.
Might do some good.
Yeah. It's his face, and then watching the clips of him and Kylie at that tennis tournament recently when she was like rubbing his stomach. Did you see that?
I'm fascinated by them because they're not two people anyone would put together. But apparently it works. They've been together for quite some time now.
Now, I will admit, it did look like she was laying it on thick with him. Like she was definitely like climbing on top of him to kiss him and then rubbing his belly, which was so weird. I thought it was funny that Kendall was just like standing there staring at her too, like, what are you doing? So yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting.
Sorry, I have to text Aaron. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard for me to say just because I'm not a fan. I'm sure he's a lovely human being though. This is from Khadijah.
I think so.
Okay, feels good. What other free agents would you like to see the Chiefs go get?
I mean, there's not a ton of great ones left in positions that we need. I don't think. I really wish that they would figure out and redo their whole quarterback situation. Now, I will say there's a Marcus Williams. He's the safety for the Ravens. I do think he could potentially come and do really good things. He did not have a great 2024 season with the Ravens, but I do think that there's a lot of NFL players that have a year or two where like you're just off. It's not a good vibe. It's not a good mix. I think potentially he could come and offer some depth to us. But other than that, I don't even know where we would pick up.
Yeah, I mean, we will have that gap with Justin Reed being gone. So yeah, I don't love what we did at quarterback. For as far as free agency, I wish we would have re-signed Carson. I mean, from a free agency standpoint, McCall is still a free agent, so I do kind of hope we re-sign him. Outside of that, I'm really kind of now. I will say the only part I am curious about is the defense, and we still have Chris Jones, which is epic. Yeah. But we did get rid of Tershawn Wharton, which I thought was a big one, and we have not re-signed Charles Omenihu. So on the defensive line, I'm curious about that. I'm also curious why we haven't signed Charles Omenihu back. Now, he did have the ACL injury, but he came back from that already, and he's real good.
And I think he's real upset at how they played in the Super Bowl, that some of those players will come back with a fire this season.
Yeah, I just I'm thinking, though, based on his social media, he's feeling real disrespected right now that he's not been re-signed. I don't know that I blame him, but I don't know that I'd put it out there. So yeah, I don't know. That to me is the only area that I'm curious about. But you also have to remember we're like what, a couple weeks from the draft.
Yeah. What about our tight end situation?
Well,
I mean, Tyler Conklin's still out there. Do we think he's got any good football left in him?
I don't know if that poor child would know good football if it hit him in the face because he's been with the Jets.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe if you pluck him out of that crazy.
I don't know. So we're going to have to see what happens with Jared Wiley when he comes back from his knee. Does he rehab back from that? I mean, he did absolutely nothing this year, even pre-injury though.
True.
We did lose Justin Watson to the Texans. I'm not worried about that. We still have Noah Gray. I feel good about that. They have not re-signed Jody yet. He's still a free agent. He's coming off another injury too, though.
Maybe they'll put him on the practice squad though, just to at least keep him close.
Yeah, I don't know because it'll be an interesting season with Travis. I know he wants to come back with a vengeance, but the body can only do what the body can do.
Right.
And I also worry if you try too hard to come back too hard and you're older, that could be problematic. So I don't know. For me right now, I'm curious to see what we do on the defensive line.
Right.
Okay, let's see. Next up from Dana. Thoughts on Angel Reese's comments that she might sit out if their salary equity or equality demands aren't met. I know how to read, I promise. Angel Reese said that she was considering sitting out if, their salary requests are not being met.
Girl, sit down.
Just sit down. No.
Here's the thing. Number one, she does not have the leadership in the league that I think she thinks she does to start a movement.
No.
Number two, the WNBA cannot give you NBA money. They don't have it. Are they making a lot more money? Yeah. But for years, they've been losing money. So just because we get money now we got to go pay back things that we couldn't afford last time. So I just need you to calm down. But also, when you're the one out front saying I'm the face of the league and I'm the big deal and people are going to do chances are you're probably not. You're probably not. I don't understand why. She came out and was saying that she was going to do all these things and be number one, all these things. And I think it was a player off the Miami Heat. And he was like, I'm going to take the under.
Yep.
And I was like, yes.
I don't know. Should they be paid more? Yes, without a doubt. But you have to have the infrastructure to do that. I do love seeing things like Steph Curry this past week became an investor in that Unrivaled League that they have been doing in the off season. The thing that I'm curious about with that, though, and there's a lot of big names that are signing up to bring these expansion teams to their cities. But this is what I don't understand. Why not push that money to the teams that already exist? Like with Steph, why not? I mean, because he could probably afford to do both, but maybe it doesn't work that way. Maybe you can't become an investor owner in a WNBA team the way you can with Unrivaled. But all these people that are signing up to bring a team to their town, like Nashville and Cleveland and all these places, Detroit, why not put that money to teams that already exist?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not possible. I don't know.
Maybe it's not easier to break in. Maybe you just think if I bring it to my own city, I've got all this money and can do whatever with it. But you still have to follow the same rules.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if you bring a brand new team to your city, if you don't have an arena, you're going to have to pay to build an arena.
Right.
You pay to get the players, pay to get the coaches. It's just to me, that's already done. Other places, go put your money there.
100%.
But yeah, Angel Reese, nobody cares what you're doing, honey.
No.
Okay, this is from Dalton. Who is your Mount Rushmore of NFL players and who is your Mount Rushmore of college players? Both answers can be a combo of past and present players. Thank you for the guidelines. Appreciate you.
Okay. Right. So I went based off of football really that I remember watching and players that I thoroughly enjoyed watching. So that's how I did my Mount Rushmore. I did not specifically go off of stats and who's the GOAT of whatever. So I went for NFL. I went Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, J.J. Watt, and T.J. Watt. So the Watt boys have always been, I always enjoyed watching them play. I wish JJ was still playing, but I understand like he's retired and wants to be a family guy now.
Yeah.
For college players, none of these should surprise you. I went.
Oh my guys, the whole thing, Alabama.
Just listen.
Okay.
Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts, Derrick Henry, Jerry Jeudy.
The whole thing?
Whole thing. Listen, if we're doing Mount Rushmore, we're doing all Alabama. If we want the best of the best, we're doing all Alabama.
Yeah.
And I will die on that hill.
Sick about it, but okay. Jeez. All right. NFL, I went Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Emmitt Smith.
Oh, that's a good one.
And this may be a shocker. Deion Sanders.
Okay.
I mean, like, you think about players that play both sides of the ball.
That is true. He was incredible.
So college football. Sheesh. I went Matt Leinart.
Oh, okay. Good one.
Reggie Bush. There's a dog whimpering. Reggie Bush. I did have Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Very much. And then my fourth one, I'm still really, really debating my answer. I just really hate to say.
Do it. Say it. Do it.
I don't really know because what I really wanted was a defensive player, but then I was like trying to think like who are some of the best defensive players in college football, and then it goes back to like your GOAT conversation. Is it most rings? Is it most wins?
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening in my backyard right now.
They're having a time.
Something is terribly wrong out there. But I think I'm going to have to go. Justin Jefferson at LSU.
Okay. That's not a bad pick.
Yeah. Because defensive players, like literally the only one I could think of was Travis Hunter. And I was like,
yeah, he's not ready for a Mount Rushmore spot.
Yeah. Feels like a lot to put him in cement. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, from Sincere. What music will be on your summertime playlist? It's getting warmer here, so I'm ready to get my playlist ready.
Okay, I loved this question because I also was prepping my summer playlist last week. Yeah. As soon as that sun came out, I was like, oh, we're doing it.
Okay.
So when I'm listening to music and it's just me, my go-to is always country music. That's always my first one. So I picked, a few that aren't country, but I went Russell Dickerson's Happen to Me. That's for sure on the playlist. Okay. Kelsey Ballerina, Future Tripping. I think that's one of her new ones. It's really good.
Okay.
Anything Morgan Wallen right now, I'm really enjoying it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm really liking his stuff. He did just put out a song about his son, and let me tell you, got me in tears.
Okay, I will admit it's a good one, but I don't know. I can't get behind him.
That's fair. I'll let that one go. Teddy Swims really any of his stuff, but he's got one out called She Got It with Coco Jones and Glorilla. That's a good summer hit.
Yeah.
Benson Boone's Sorry I'm Here for Someone Else is a good one. And then I just heard on the radio yesterday, Dierks Bentley, She Hates Me. That's a good one to like roll your windows down and sing. So those are on my summer playlist.
If y'all hear some obnoxious noise right now, I have no idea what's happening. Can you hear them?
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know. I can hear children. I can hear a dog. I'm scared. And I hear a lot of slamming, so I'm not really sure what's happening.
Fantastic.
God bless spring break. Okay. My girls, the Hines sisters, just came out with a new song last week. It's called Relationships.
Okay.
You know that I love it. It's so good. I also think this means we're finally going to get an album because it's been
a minute.
Like a real, real long time. But they said with this song that it took them 7 years to get this song where they wanted it, which is
Wild.
Someone just levied some punishment in the backyard.
Okay.
Anyway, so I love that. Y'all know I love Gracie Abrams. That's So True, which is what she did last night at iHeart.
Yes.
I love
she
that
did
song.
fantastic on that. Yeah.
Yeah. She's just, oh God, I love her. And then I did not necessarily pick like actual songs, but some artists that I'm going to include. Now, y'all know I've got this newfound penchant for Glorilla.
Right.
I just really enjoy her right now. I don't know. She's maybe a garbage human. I don't know. But I really get into her song.
Good. Yes.
I really, I'm going to have me some Jelly Roll.
Always.
I'm just fully supportive of everything Jelly Roll. Also, I'm going to, a bit of a throwback. Did you ever listen to Fitz and the Tantrums?
Never heard of that.
Okay.
Fitz and the Tantrums. I'm going to make a note though.
Yeah. They have a lot of fun, like a little bit like the Bleachers. So, which of course leads me to the Bleachers will be on there. Fitz and the Tantrums. If you're just introducing yourself to them, go listen to Out of My League.
Okay.
I'm probably I think this may be my summer of pop because I think I'm gonna have some Sabrina as well.
Okay.
And I don't normally listen to a lot of Sabrina. I mean, I like her as a human, but But yeah, I think I'm gonna have some Sabrina. I also like that Tate McRae song.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm like leaning hard into my pop era, I think. And then I'm gonna have some SZA because I like to support.
Not a bad pick.
And then I mean, let's face it, I'm gonna have some Taylor, and I'm really hoping it's gonna be some Rep TV.
There you go. We love it.
But if not, it's just gonna be Taylor. But I think I'm gonna branch out a little this summer. I want to find some new people to listen to.
Same. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe I just find some all new stuff to listen to. I mean, with my usuals, of course.
Right. We're not taking those out.
No, I mean, let's not get carried away. Okay. You want to do some Y Factor?
Let's do it.
All right. What are you not liking this week?
Okay. So we turned on last Sunday, I think. I can't remember. But I used to love American Idol, like way, way back in the day, like Carrie Underwood days.
Yeah.
And so it was restarting this new season with Carrie being one of the judges. And so I was like, let's just watch. I tend to only like the audition episodes anyway, of like back voice, those kind of things. So I was like, let's watch it. I did not love it. I mean, they were fantastic. Listen, you've got Lionel Richie, Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood doing the judging. But like I missed when they would put on the real bad auditions, like the people that know that they lost in fantasy football and like this was their punishment, like something like that. I need that. Yeah. They didn't have any. They had one that I was like, oh, okay, maybe they are putting it in. And then at the end, all the judges were like, "You're going to Hollywood," and I was like, "Wait, what?" You just like you need a Simon Cowell. You need somebody to come in there and be like, "Listen, you might sound really great to your mom, but that's not going to sell at a concert." And none of those three have like a mean bone in their body when they're judging people. And so I just didn't love it. You got to put some people in their place. So yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I don't watch any of those shows anymore either, but I did see the clip where that was Brian Luttrell from
Backstreet Boys,
his son. But what kind of confused me when I watched it, I mean, he was fine. But the way they reacted to him, it was as if the second coming of Christ had just happened.
Right. And I thought like he had a good voice, but it wasn't anything like big.
Yeah, like I could just see him at a local bar. Like I thought it was real weird.
They made a real big deal about it. And I was like,
I didn't.
I am gonna need Brian Luttrell and his wife though to like back up on the Botox and maybe stay out of the tanning bed.
I was going to say, dude walked out there and I was like, well, he's straight up orange. Like,
I know.
What has happened?
And his wife was like that with like the bleached hair. And I was like, ma'am.
Yeah. And then their son had the little Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, I can't shave it. We got to stop it.
We got to stop that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing I'm not liking this week, I may be passing judgment too quick. So I'm going to put an asterisk next to this. But
which we've done a few times before.
Once or twice. A couple people have told me that they were obsessed with the TV show The Recruit.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, let me check it out because I needed something new to binge. And so I was like, all right, I've watched 3 episodes and I just am not, I can't stand the main character. And maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I'm gonna see it through at least the first season because I mean a lot of people have told me to see it. But I'm 3 episodes in and all I can think is, God, this guy's annoying. Like
not a good.
And he's kind of like a Timu version of Jacob Elordi. And so I'm like,
oh, that's a great description of him.
Yeah. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm not even attracted to you. Like,
give me something.
I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna give it some more time. It's so asterisk, but yeah,
okay.
I'm loving it. What are you loving right now?
What I'm loving this week is that, listen, we've complained enough about it being cold, so I'm ready to start complaining about it being hot. So finally, we have some sun and some warmth. The pool is open, and I am just a better version of a human when I have laid out at a pool. It just brings me so much joy and happiness. So I'm loving that we are now in. The pool is open all season long, and we are good to go.
Yeah, I'm much happier tan than hot. Yeah. Tan fat is always better than white fat.
Exactly, 100%. Because I'm not toning it. Listen, I'm almost 40. I'm not toning it.
Yeah, I have to reach over and grab my thing to show you. All right, so big contraction here. All right, so I made a TikTok purchase. You
love it?
Really alarmed. Calm down. It's not bad.
About this. I love when people make like random as seen on TV purchases. Yeah. It is my favorite.
Okay, so I don't normally do that because I always assume I'm the opposite of my husband. My husband will order I don't know why, but every duffel bag that he finds online, and they're all from Temu. I don't know why. And they all show up about 2 inches big. And he's always stunned. Okay. And so I don't ever buy anything that I see on TikTok because I assume it's going to show up defunct, you know? But this little thing, if you're not watching us, it is like a kind of like think of a shawl or like a scarf, but this is a back massager. I don't know if you can see in here. You've got all these different like nodules, right?
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I have like so much pain in my shoulders. I don't have great posture, and that's also make things a little painful. So I have knots around my shoulder blades that are intense. But my husband likes to claim he has arthritis in his hands and he can't keep rubbing them. That's all. It's all a lie. But the best thing about this is it's totally independent. So you put it on like you would a scarf, and then it has holes for your arms if you sit here.
Okay.
And so you can move up and down. It just unplugs, so I can't show you. But it also has a heat functionality. Over here on the side is your controls. I will say they're one in the best optimal spot. But over there, you control and you can massage your back, and it's fantastic. You just do it yourself. So I sit here at my desk half the day just massaging away.
Now that's nifty. I do like that.
Yeah, $29.99, of course.
Okay.
But yeah, highly recommended.
Love that. Okay.
So yeah, that's all I got.
That's great.
Device back in because I'm going to need it here. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got this week. Do you have anything else?
I think we covered it.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Who knows what we'll talk about, but there will be news.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for listening, y'all.
Bye.